Tasmania, morning breaks calm and quiet behind the islands which sheltered us for a few hours' sleep. But this is big wind territory, where the roaring 40s blow constantly strong off the Southern Ocean and funnel even harder into Bass Strait. While guest chefs Scott and Tom enjoy the very fresh air on deck, pro fishermen Pete and Jai are in the wheelhouse, sharpening their blades for the hard and heavy work to come. The gill net fishing boat Charisma is on course for the open water where the crew left the net marker buoys being blown about last night. And it's another shift of wet and windy work coming up. Their haul today will form part of the 1,774 tonne. That's the strict limit declared by the Australian Fisheries Management Authority for gummy shark fishery this season. That's 1,700 tonne to be shared by boats like this, fishing from Albany in Western Australia, all along the coastline across South Australia to Tasmania and Victoria, with AFMA's cameras monitoring the action as the net brings up the first of this morning's catch of gummy sharks. You can rest easy in the knowledge that your supply of flake is assured as sustainable now as into the future. The wide mesh of the net means there are no small bycatch fish to be sorted, and that suits Jai and Pete just fine because it makes their work on deck so much more efficient. They can concentrate on slipping each shark out of the net individually and no harm done to that delicious flake flesh. The cleaning table is the next step in a very swift process.
As you can see, it's all about speed with these guys. They bring the net in, the sharks come in, then it goes to Pete and he's dispatching them really quickly and cleaning them, gutting them, so they can be bled out in this bath down here, so they've got quite cool water. That's exactly where they're going, straight into the salt water as soon as they come on board. The rain comes down. Tell you what, these guys have to battle the elements continuously. It's another gummy shark comes on board. You've got the wind and the rain, and this is summer. You can imagine going through winter. She'd be pretty tough going out here. These guys are working non-stop. Doesn't matter how big the swell is. It's going to be pretty nasty. Anyway, they're getting a good catch.
It's unrelenting work that must go on, no matter how uncomfortable the conditions become. But for me, it's enlivened by the opportunity to learn more about these sharks and what they live on.
There we go, this is what they've been eating. You can see squid, maybe some octopus.
And even the cutting is regulated.
So you've got to leave the fins on. Is that part of the regulations?
Part of regulations, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You can nearly see where the cup, you see where the groove is to the gill, and just straight down there. I normally flick him over. We've got him out. The spoon on the knife,
Okay, so spoon at the other end, pretty clean.
And there we go.
And then back in here, and this will sort of
just wash him out a bit more.
Wash him out, bleed, the blood will keep coming out of the fish.
Yeah, we've got a little gummy here, so same thing again, same process, head, tail, and the least amount of cuts you can do, the better, all in a day's work, I suppose. So that's got that one. You don't want to break into the flesh.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's done.
Well, you're netting the fish. This is really where it's all at for the quality at the end of the day.
Well, that's exactly right, because as quick as we can get them cleaned up, we can get the gear back in the water fishing again.
It'll be a while yet before this net is back in the water fishing again. We're only coming up to about 3 kilometres in a 6 kilometre haul. And when we reach halfway, it'll be time for the two chefs and me to stop watching and start working.
Well, the net's 6 k's long, and it looks like the two chefs and myself are going to look after the catch as it comes through on this second phase. So we've got about 3 k's of net still to bring in and also sort. So we've got the gummies, we've seen some snapper, but not too much bycatch, Pete. It's been pretty good, mate.
Yeah, it's been real good actually, and
lots of gummies.
Yeah, nice gummies, nice snapper, which we've been hoping for. And the aim is we don't want to be catching a lot of bycatch.
No worries. All right. Well, we're going to have a crack right here. This is obviously the cleaning table, and it's a little messy because there's been a few fish come through.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a.
It's been a good first half for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
now it's up to us to finish off the game.
Don't fly away. It's shaping up to be a big second half. There's a freight train of gummy sharks coming up to the deck of gill net fishing boat Charisma in the chilly wind and lumpy seas off the northwest coast of Tasmania. Professional fishers Jai and Pete are handing over the tools of the trade to the guest chefs Scott and Tom and I'm there in the thick of it too. We've got 3 kilometres of gill net to clear to get this day's work done. So it's a good thing we've all got experience with sharp knives. Although I must admit, the chefs have the edge on me when it comes to work time with a blade. So I kick off on a fish I'm familiar with.
That look okay? Yep.
I've never actually seen the proverbial one-arm paper hanger at work, but it's pretty sure that I'm beginning to know how he feels. And that goes for Chef Tom and his boss Scott as well, as we struggle to stay ahead of the sharks coming out of the net.
There's more shark coming out of the net at the moment. There's also been some bycatch, and we've had some beautiful snapper. Some pink snapper up around the 2, even 3 kilo mark, so nice big fish. And a whole mixed bag. Pretty frantic conditions on the boat. Still blustery, still wet, still cold, but we're getting a few sharks. Time for me to get back to the cleaning table.
While the fishing pros run the machinery, the kitchen pros sharpen up their own professional skills in this ruggedly unfamiliar environment.
It's really nice to be able to go through and learn how they do it properly. All right, in the drink. Oh, it's a good one. It's starting to get full. Big one. The knives are so sharp, they'll cut through just about anything, but you got to know the right procedure and the right way to do it. You need to put it in the right place.
Then, after I've lost count of how many sharks and snapper have come across the table and down into the well, just when it feels like we've got the rhythm and pace of the work just right, we come to the end of the line. Literally. That's the end of 6 kilometres of net. It's been a good net shot and retrieve. And as the amateurs wrap up their work at the cleaning table, the pros prepare to bring in the last marker buoy. It's not an easy job, and this sea state and wind level are well below what they were last night. Imagine handling this on a deck that's bucking like a bronco. Finally, with all the boys stowed, the last deck job now is to transfer the catch from the small holding tank to a much larger one below deck. The snapper is separated from the sharks at this stage. Skipper Jai takes on the task of handling his sharks with the care due to a product that's destined for the fish and chip shops, restaurants and home kitchens in the discerning flake market of Victoria.